Young Dread.
It's Killer Daddy.
And this is the Unpolished Gold Times N&M Radio. This is a trial
Woo!
run. We live on y'all ass. We trying to see how this shit work. We ain't even gonna get
Oh yeah,
monetized here with some cussing.
it's time to roll up.
I'm already rolled up. Do I got a lighter?
Six o'clock.
Hey,
It's time to
how y'all
roll
doing
up.
on this good Sunday?
You know it.
High six. Cause I'm on mine. Go mine. That's that go live by them boy, Blue Buck Mafia.
You all ready?
Go live, we going live on y'all ass. Positive vibes, man. We teleporting that shit today. We
Time
right
to
on the
roll
port from
up.
New York. Today podcast been brought to you by Good Drinks from Taylor Port, Good Smokes from the EA,
You all ready?
and I'm live on location in Albany, Georgia. We got Peerless Zaddy, he up
Yes, sir.
top. Montclair, Virgil like a bell,
Up top, up top. No, sir.
up top.
Y'all
You know,
ready?
I already got a song called Up Top. Them niggas on mission. We on a
Jersey.
mission.
Jersey, you heard me.
What? Fish.
Uh-huh. We back at it. We back at it. You heard?
Yeah.
Good drink. I'll be cooking well.
I
And
ain't gonna get
light.
that fire. Only one time for the one time. What we gonna start off talk about? You remember our last, not our last, but our first podcast started on what? 9/11. We tried to catch it the other day. It started up on here. But
Uh-huh.
we had some complications. But we back today on y'all ass on this Sunday, good Sunday. It's just a sample. We coming with the 1080p next. Wait till this Saturday. We dropping a fresh episode live. We're gonna be live. We want y'all to be out here watching, commentate, comment, and all of that. We can start off by talking about the presidential shit. Remember? It's presidential month. This was shit that heated at in September, right?
Well, well, well.
I think you gonna like the tracks I got.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk over the tracks so they won't try to cut us. You know that.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Oh yeah. My Maybach. This King Young Dread. That's PLS Zaddy. We just here to give y'all some updates. Huh? Could run. It's just a sample. You tried it out, say what's up. It's on y'all to keep fucking with me. Coming with that 1080p that weekend. I don't know what's going on. But we here. Huh? PLSZ?
I figured out how you could share your screen.
I think you should send it to the group right now. See who joined up. K Big Group. PLSZ.
Whoop,
Can I get an
whoop,
encore? Can I get an encore?
whoop.
Can I get an encore? It's not
Whoop.
fair to YouTube. Wow. Hope y'all here with us. Hope y'all stick and stay with us. Cause we here now. We ain't leaving.
Whoop.
You already see the logo back there, BFE.
Dang, man. This was my old.
We got Kobe in the building.
Okay, Andre, you still there? You still there?
My shit went out.
I know.
Back, back to the goddamn mission at hand.
You know it.
Biden got scared when Trump got shot. We're gonna start right there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how you doing? That's why I'm asking what's going on.
Look, this is
Thank you,
a
sir.
it's a video, right? Okay, so it's all on. Cool.
Yeah, you showing what's going on. You gotta bring up Biden running.
So we're gonna have to show them the video where Trump got shot, because that's what you wanted to talk about.
We come in peace, like ET.
Damn. I don't got banned so many times in life. Sometimes you just gotta hijack
We
life.
live, man.
Yeah. You know, you done so many bad things. They figured out what your real name is. Alright. Oh yeah, you said invite the homeboys. So let's see how many people we can invite. Um, how do you share this? Because they talk about
You hear
sharing
it.
the screen. A presentation?
So what you
Oh
just
wow.
did there?
Oh, I probably have to
What,
copy and paste.
what you did?
This what you sent me. Why don't you send in the
Yeah,
group
what you
chat?
just did? Show the.
Oh wow.
Talking about this.
Yep. That's what you have to do. Alright. So I'm gonna send this to my laptop. That's how my laptop is. Through the phone. Isn't it funny? You don't even got your own number saved in your phone. Isn't that funny? Oh, they say I could use the phone as a webcam. Isn't that awesome?
Damn, cause you got the iPhone and the whatever,
So
the MacBook.
let's go in and see what would it look like though. Because we have to see. Mm.
It's just a trial run, y'all. We're gonna be better Saturday. We're gonna run all week to make sure Saturday be good.
I'm finding out
So
about
what you
this.
had did?
Cause you're the one that showed me.
What you did to bring up that third screen? What you did to bring up the third screen
You'll go to share
with the
and you'll
Japanese
look at
right?
your screen. It'll tell you which one you can look at too. See, you can look at your whole screen or just one.
Oh, so I could go to another tab and show that what's going on.
See, this Donald Trump right here. I want to show.
It actually was more evil, more committed to being radical left. I mean, she actually believes this stuff, defund the police and all of the other
So
things.
Trump
But
got shot.
if you can,
Hold on,
donate.
didn't
If you
they
can,
say
I
Trump got
don't want
shot
to. We're going
again?
to make it. We're going to win one way or
Didn't
the
you,
other.
didn't you say
But
that?
whatever you can do, would appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You said it, right?
Nah.
Okay.
Okay, well, you keep going and go where you got to go, and that's fine with us.
Okay.
We got plenty of time here.
Are you okay?
I'm getting shot. I'm getting
Katie, are you okay?
pepper bullets. Pepper bullets. It's okay. It's those pepper bullets. It's those
Who are they aiming that at?
Nice shooting,
You see, they've been shooting at the
Why?
at the reporters.
shooting at our crew.
I don't
Do
know.
they not know that?
Behind
Obviously,
their
they see the camera.
Developing right now,
I
the
was
U.S.
about to smoke
military
two
has
blunts
launched
at the
another
same
strike
time,
against
right?
Houthi rebels in Yemen. This all coming after a round of strikes just last night. Pentagon says last night's strike took out more than
Look, they
60
talking
targets
about World
and
War
destroyed
III.
some of the Houthis'
You see
weapons,
it?
radar, surveillance, and unmanned vehicles. According to the Pentagon, since mid-November, Houthi fighters have attacked 27 commercial ships in the Red Sea, where 15% of the world's commerce actually passes through. The Houthi claim their strikes are in retaliation from Israel's war in Gaza.
Matter of fact,
We're not interested in a war with Yemen. We're not interested in a conflict of any kind here. In fact, everything the president has been doing has been trying to prevent any escalation of conflict, including the strikes last night.
He learned Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin ordered the strike from Walter Reed National Medical Center, where he is currently being treated for prostate cancer. Not here tonight when Austin will be released from the hospital.
Border security and record migrant crossings are expected to be a big election issue in 2024. I talked to Congressman Brian Stile while he was at the border this afternoon. His trip was part of a Republican effort to call on the Biden administration to stop the flow of migration and enforce current laws. The White House says they are in bipartisan talks for more border security funding.
What is the situation in Wisconsin when it comes to migrants?
We've seen migrants travel to almost every community in the United States, including places like Whitewater, Wisconsin. And so the fact that 355 migrants flew from San Antonio.
Do you see any migrants?
No,
How come?
they lie.
Oh, I see you done chatted up in the group chat.
To Rockford, Illinois, about
Let's
20
see him in
miles
New
south
York City.
of Beloit, Wisconsin, is simply where the media has covered it. Individuals, once they arrive into the United States and are processed and paroled, have the ability to travel anywhere they want.
Now we are having, we believe, a very productive conversation in Congress with senators on how do we move forward in a bipartisan agreement to deal with the border security.
House Republicans are also trying to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas for his handling of the border crisis.
When it comes to our homes, we only want the very best, particularly when it comes to choosing replacement windows and doors.
Ongoing aftershocks from Friday's rare.
You said what?
You had to set your background up, right and stuff on the next episode. Sit right, brother.
Oh. I'm over here just laying up on the couch, relaxing. This next report about the earthquake. I remember it happened downstairs. I was sitting right here. All of a sudden, the earth started moving, and I remember the light. It was just jittering. And that's when I was just thinking, like, dang, are they digging underground? Because they worked across the street on that new building, and it wasn't shaking as hard as that. That felt subsonic. Like I knew something, like that was my first reaction is, dang, they working on a subway, because that's underneath me.
Yeah.
And then listen to the report.
East Coast earthquake. Believe it or not, there have been more than 24 of them. ABC's Rena Roy is here with more on that. Good morning, Rena.
Hey, Gio, good morning to you. That's right. So many people here in the Northeast were already unsettled when the earthquake hit because, as you said, this is not common here. And then came the aftershocks. There was at least one as recent as Saturday morning, and that was just one of more than 30 since that quake on Friday.
See, it shook just like that. You ever felt the earthquake before?
No.
Hard to believe that someone away.
Georgia boy.
Safe and sound. I'm about to go get me some more juice.
Yeah.
We did not get material Chinese from just days ago. Starting back in March of 2022, just last year. Now, there's also another tale that happened at Europe. We started to see our targets. Prosecutors do believe Chinese were connected, next to control to pursue sensitive information.
Muffled.
Oh, yeah. I'll get some juice.
I said this video sound muffled.
In that courtroom sketch there.
It's probably because of the Wi-Fi.
UPG. Unpolished Gold. Podcast. 229. It's your boy, King Big Brother.
So the thing about the Chinese spy, is they starting to figure out that they catching more and more of them. And did you hear anything about New York City and the mayor and the police chief? A police chief just retired. He retired early. He just got the job. He wasn't even in there for like, what, 3 months? And he already quit it. On top of that, they had a black female before him. She only had the job only for about like 3 weeks. Not even 3 months, just like 3 weeks, and she quit. They got a conspiracy that the Turkish government is in cahoots with the Adams administration. They don't confiscated a lot of his devices. They finding out that they got some foreign governments, just like what they talk about here with this Asian man in America gathering information. Look at this. They don't say national security right there.
So while you share your screen, you can see yourself.
President Biden says the United States will respond to a drone strike that killed 3 American troops in Jordan. Dozens of other soldiers were also hurt.
Eyewitness News reporter Irene Cruz is live in the studio with the very latest. Irene.
Hi, good morning, guys. This morning, U.S. officials are outraged. It is the first time U.S. troops in the Middle East have been killed since the war between Israel and Hamas began. The White House says Iranian-backed militants launched a drone with explosives into a U.S. base near the Syrian border. 3 U.S. soldiers were killed and at least 34 others were injured, some dealing with shrapnel wounds and possible traumatic brain injuries. About 350 U.S. Army and Air Force personnel were deployed at that base in Jordan. President Biden says the U.S. will respond. Iran's foreign ministry denies involvement, saying, quote, the groups in the region do not take orders from Iran, adding these are baseless accusations. Meantime, Israel says there are still significant gaps in ceasefire talks. Those talks should continue this week. There is a potential agreement where Israel could pause military operations in exchange for the remaining hostages.
And you know, that report that she talking about, the 3 people that died were 3 black soldiers. All 3 of them were black. And I was like, dang, our people serve this country and they also dying along with all the other soldiers. It ain't no different. I felt bad for them. All for a foreign
Hey
war.
everyone. So the team decided to do a fun competition. If you're able to make a donation today,
Look at
even
her.
if it's just a few dollars,
Look at her.
and if you're selected, then Governor
Look.
Tim Walz and I get to meet you in person on the road. Since launching this campaign, we've seen tremendous.
So they went on and showed us the Trump campaign. Now they showing us, I almost said Hillary, right?
She
What?
already got no
Kamala.
money. They can't take that damn money.
I heard she came out with a new accent. Did she come out with a new one?
Back here at home to our south, where thousands of migrants have joined a caravan in Central America that's making its way to the U.S. It comes as Secretary of State Antony Blinken prepares to visit Mexico's capital tomorrow. Morgan Chesky reports from the border.
Tonight in southern Mexico, a new migrant caravan is heading north. A group of men, women, and children, whose organizers say is now 8,000 strong, after an estimated 2,000 more joined in a single day. The caravan last seen in the Mexican state of Chiapas near Guatemala would be the largest since last year. Many of them desperate and exhausted. This father from Honduras sharing his 3-year-old daughter is now too weak to walk. The U.S. border still more than 1,000 miles away. In Eagle Pass, Texas, just days after these stunning scenes of migrant families lining the Rio Grande, tonight, U.S.
Nobody asked us.
I
Nobody
feel like
told
Trump
us.
now, why they wanna come
We
here?
have more than few thousand people who signed a
Look
signature
at
here.
look,
We said
she
no.
mad.
We said no.
Tensions escalate on the southwest
You
side
see,
as
they
the
get
city gets
hype.
closer to
Those
housing
are
at least
Asians.
2,000 migrants at a base camp in Brighton Park. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Scott Schneider.
And I'm Dawn Hasbrook. That encampment is slated for a vacant lot at 38th in California, but a meeting tonight grew heated when residents divided on the plan. Casey Cronus.
Look, look, look. That's the name of this whole section. World War III U.S. I've been tracking all of the reports, and they all correlating to a crisis. Y'all witnessing it.
Is live from Kelly High School with the latest. Casey.
Hey, Don and Scott. Well, residents say they only found out about the plan when they saw construction crews working at the site. Tonight, they were calling for transparency, but it's something many of them feel they didn't get when the meeting reached capacity and they weren't allowed in. We could even
Ain't
hear
that
the
a
pounding
shame?
on the doors
We're
from
allowed
inside.
in.
A line down the block shows just how much residents wanted in on the conversation.
All
Ain't
those
nothing
people
wrong
out
there.
there.
Too many
They
people
wanna-
came. Damn.
You know, they want to get inside. They want to say, "What's up? What's going on?"
Y'all can say it outside. We'll come and see. Why you gotta incapacitate me?
But a full auditorium meant the crowd stuck outside never got a seat at the table. Located at 38th in California, crews have already started making way for new arrivals. The city still needs to finish environmental testing, but says the site is suitable for prefabricated camp structures. They'll be
Chicago.
built by Garda World Federal Services. The encampment will have heating and air conditioning, laundry
You see that?
services, a mobile kitchen trailer, and makeshift.
Look, that look like prison. They put them poor people in prison.
Restrooms and
They damn
showers.
chose to come
I
here.
want
What
to
do you
stress that
mean?
these shelters
I
are
didn't tell you to come.
temporary.
You just here.
We are not intending this.
We here helping.
The threat of a government shutdown may sound so routine,
That's why
it's
you
easy to
wanna hear
forget
me
what that
talk
actually
about it.
involves. Here's a refresher.
Get
First
your
off,
ass up every day and try to do something.
appropriation bills
You can walk that far. You can work that far.
And you know they talking about a government shutdown might come. We talk about the energy, homeland security, agriculture, labor, health, education, human services, legislative branch, the military construction. Look at that. Veteran affairs. Those poor veterans, right? Come on. You don't need another government shutdown. Well, we got defense, State Department, general government finance, and what's that last one? Oil?
a budget for the coming fiscal year. If some of those bills pass, but
Interior.
others don't, by the deadline, the government enters a partial shutdown. If all 12 appropriations bills aren't passed, the country goes into a full shutdown. And with any shutdown, expect disruptions. Federal workers are furloughed. Congress members, the president, and Supreme Court justices will continue to receive a paycheck, but many of their staff members will report to work without pay.
Work without pay.
You heard that? Them boys still going to collect a check, but they just shut down the government.
I'm injured. I can't come to work.
That means you ain't going to get paid.
They just said federal workers furloughed, work without getting paid.
Dang. That's messed up. Why they going to do us like that?
That's why when they set you up for these, they say it's a lot of benefits for working for the federal and the government, but it's a lot of defects too. They're going to have a lot of defects in there too. This is one.
I heard the government be shutting down a lot more than what we recognize it.
Everything going crazy, bro. Everything costs too much. Every business I know closing down, moving away. Like, you know, my career is landscaping. So
Oh, peep this. This man funny.
The Philippines' new president isn't afraid to insult public leaders.
Gusto ko tawagan. Putang ina ka, umuwi ka na. Mr. Obama, you can go to hell.
Duterte has made international headlines for his deadly war on crime and drugs in particular.
We will eliminate the drug lords once and for all.
His alleged extrajudicial methods have stoked outrage, and his verbal tirades are straining ties with the US, the Philippines' major military ally for decades. Here's the situation. The Philippines is made up of more than 7,000 islands and 100 million people. Its economy has grown faster than its major Southeast Asian neighbors, but the country has high levels of corruption, poverty, and crime. And it was Duterte's promise to take...
You see, you got world leaders out here that's literally just disrespecting presidents.
You go hell, man.
Yeah. He got a mouth on him, it sounds like.
Since mid-October, U.S. forces have been targeted about 100 times across 10 different locations in Iraq and Syria.
There have been more attacks in the past month than over a year's time frame during the time I was in Iraq and Syria as spokesman for the Global Coalition between August 2019 and September 2020.
That was a volatile time, too, when a spate of Iranian-backed attacks led the U.S. to take out Iran's elite Quds Force leader Qasem Soleimani in a January 2020 airstrike. The military said his death was to prevent future attacks against the U.S. that were already in the planning stages.
That was serious.
You still gonna need some of that gas and oil to even create Teslas. The machines that create it don't need oil.
Actions from the Iranian-backed militias who are clearly trying to kill U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria.
The U.S. has responded to these attacks with about a half dozen retaliatory strikes, like this one against a training facility used by Iran's military in Syria. And they recently resumed counter-Islamic State patrols that had been put on hold since the onslaught of the attacks began. But analysts say
the people on the south side of Chicago are mad as hell, and they ain't gonna take it no more. And I cannot say that I blame them. So last week, city officials met with people in South Shore Chicago to tell them that more asylum seekers will be moved to their neighborhood. Specifically, there's an abandoned school that they want to turn into like a shelter to house what they say is like 200 to 300 immigrants that come into Chicago per day, right?
So wasn't we just watching that report about Chicago?
Yeah.
They went on and followed up on us.
And we got a black lady handling business.
You know I had to follow up on y'all with this one.
But again, the black people, which is predominantly black on the south side of Chicago, says, nah, we don't want them here. In fact, some of them were saying, build the wall 2024. And just basically, they can't come here because they said, y'all want to allocate all of that money to help immigrants. But what about the people here? Now, they also said that they were told when Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who is leaving, got into office that they would entertain turning that school into some sort of a youth center. So they're like, we want that for us. Also, there's a lot of gun violence and homelessness going on there in the south side. So they're like, how y'all gonna spend all this money to help people who really do not belong here? But there's people here already struggling. So I want y'all to watch this video of this 11-year-old boy who said this.
I'm 11 years old. I'm wondering why didn't they go into the Hispanic community?
I agree with him. Why y'all can't move them to the Hispanic part of town? Why y'all always moving people where we live? Now, y'all remember a couple of months ago, Lori Lightfoot pulled that mess with our black residents as well when they tried to move in immigrants. And it's like, there's other parts of Chicago, right? Like the people are saying, what about the north side? They're a little bit more affluent. They got a lot of vacant, nice buildings. Y'all could put the migrants in, but why y'all always dumping stuff over here on us? Well, we know why, because black people vote for the Democrats. And let's just keep it a buck. It's the Democrats in Chicago that's making those decisions to dump everybody else onto black people. And so I'm going to say this to us as black people. Stop voting against our better interests. Those Negroes get in there on the help of black people, you know, making black people think, yes, I understand, I'm going to make sure, and all this other stuff. And then they get in there and be like, oh, I said that? Oh, okay, well, let me think about it while I go help everybody else. Now, Brandon Johnson, the incoming mayor, he says, while I agree that immigrants should get help, but they should not get help before the people that already live there. So he's kind of like trying to toe the line, if you will, straddle the fence, instead of saying, nah, they can't come here. They can't come here until every resident in the south side of Chicago has what they need, right? We're not going to prioritize everybody else over there. So that's what he should be saying, right? But again, that was the work of Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who during her term thought it was cute to dump more problems onto black people. So anyway, y'all tell me what you think of this. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra K Show, here on YouTube.
Demetra.
Your child needs these 3 key factors to get into an Ivy League or top 25 university.
Today, I'm announcing that my office has obtained a 3-count indictment charging Senator Robert Menendez, his wife Nadine Menendez, and 3 New Jersey businessmen, while Hannah, Jose Uribe, and Fred Davies for bribery offenses. The investigation that led to these charges has been run out of the Southern District of New York. The indictment alleges that between 2018 and 2022, Senator Menendez, the senior U.S. Senator from New Jersey and the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and his wife Nadine Menendez, engaged in a corrupt relationship with Hannah, Uribe, and Davies. The indictment alleges that through that relationship, the senator and his wife accepted hundreds of thousands of dollars of bribes in exchange for Senator Menendez using his power and influence to protect and to enrich those businessmen and to benefit the government of Egypt. The indictment alleges that Hannah, Uribe, and Davies provided bribes in the form of cash, gold, home mortgage payments, a low-show or a no-show job for Nadine Menendez, a Mercedes-Benz, and other things of value to the senator
That boy
and his wife.
cashed out.
First, the indictment alleges that Senator Menendez used his power and influence, including his leadership role on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, to benefit the government of Egypt in various ways. Among other actions, Senator Menendez allegedly provided sensitive, non-public U.S. government information to Egyptian officials and otherwise took steps to secretly aid the government of Egypt. We also allege that Senator Menendez improperly pressured a senior.
Qatar might be a tiny Gulf country with a population of just 2.2 million, but what it lacks in size, it makes up for in assets around the world.
Let's talk about a
Here in
Middle
London,
Eastern
Qatar
country.
owns even more property than the Queen of England.
Oh, my bad.
In New York, Qatar's investment arm bought nearly a 10% stake in the owners of
Gold bar. It fit for Unpolished Gold podcast, right? That man said he was receiving cash and gold bars.
That man sold his soul for gold. This next report talking about a Middle Eastern country owning different things around the world. Some things you even thought that another country could own within this very country here.
the Empire State Building. In Los Angeles, a Qatari media group purchased Miramax Studios last year for an undisclosed amount. In Singapore, Qatar's investment fund recently purchased this tower for $2.5 billion. And here in San Francisco, the Sovereign Wealth Fund plans to open an office in an effort to invest in Silicon Valley. Qatar is located in the heart of the Middle East. It's the richest country per capita in the world. So where does it get all its money? Oil and gas, the cornerstones of Qatar's economy. Back in 2005, the Qatar Investment Authority was set up to manage the state's massive revenues, specializing in domestic and foreign investment. Today, the Sovereign Wealth Fund has more than $334 billion in assets, making it the 11th largest fund in the world. And it's lucky they set up the fund. Oil and gas aren't bringing in the revenue they used to, and confidence in the fund allowed the government to issue $9 billion in bonds last May to finance its budget deficit. Qatar National Vision 2030 is an initiative taking these overseas investments to the next level. That's why you can find so much.
Who would have thought that the richest country on earth would have been a Middle Eastern country? Muslims. They jobbed up.
They just took over the whole, and they buying the whole world. They talk about what they got in America. They probably bought some more shit everywhere else.
Oh, this next one is crazy.
Our top story tonight, more shocking numbers from the streets of San Diego. In the month of April, over 1,000 people were considered homeless for the first time, while over 700 found housing. The numbers simply not adding up, and that combined with the mental health crisis means 911 calls are increasing, and that is putting a strain on law enforcement. KUSI's Dan Planty is in Harbor Island with more on the shocking numbers. Dan, a sad story that sadly is not getting any better.
Yeah, unfortunately, every day we wake up, it gets worse, not better. We always hope for better news the next day, but unfortunately, the numbers from April are absolutely astounding. You just said 1,141 people going out into the streets for the first time, whereas 714 actually found housing. Fabulous for those people who got off the streets and found housing. Not good at all for the 1,141 that went out there. As you might imagine, when you have this many homeless people living on the streets with the mental health issues, with the drug issues, and obviously desperation everywhere, well, you're going to get police calls. But unfortunately, the police can't always respond to these things, particularly when there are so many calls coming in on so many homeless issues. I got a chance to catch up with a variety of people who are involved in this particular issue. Take a look at what I found. For a city government that claims the homeless crisis is the #1 priority, these latest numbers show a different story. In the month of April alone, 714 homeless people got off the street and found housing. That's the good part. Unfortunately, 1,141 people somehow became homeless for the first time, almost double the number of people getting out, and that's just the month of April.
And that's just downtown, and it's not going to stop because as the numbers released today show, more people are becoming homeless and are getting out of homelessness.
Almost everywhere you go in San Diego these days, you will see things that will shock the senses. Serious mental health issues on display almost everywhere you go. In some cases, these people can turn violent and there's no choice but to call 911. But what happens when you call?
To be honest, I don't call the cops. They won't come. And when they do come, all they're going to do is give them a ticket.
Come on, Ken. Ain't that a shame?
What they gonna do to them? Lock them up? Now they got somewhere to stay.
Free healthcare.
Free
Yep,
food.
I heard people go to jail just to get free healthcare. Let me go in and get my medicine. Come on, man. It's getting crazier.
They just not feeling it. Jersey been feeling that shit forever.
Forever.
I'm Professor Hannah Fry, and today I am talking to an expert from Nokia who promises to help me understand how digitalization could actually enable us to make up for lost time when it comes to decarbonising.
It's talking about other people's money. How is it your money all of a sudden? Come on.
This is a national debt clock. It's been in New York since the late 80s, and it shows the gross national debt that we as a nation owe countries, companies, and people that lent us money, almost exclusively in the form of bonds. Back in 1989, it was just shy of $3 trillion. Today, it's north of $30 trillion. And if you look at it by household, there's a reality check, more than $300,000 owed per household. Many worry that a confluence of factors is going to send the U.S. into a debt spiral.
Yeah, America, they get
The U.S. routinely is spending more than the country and the government is taking in. So we are living beyond our means.
As of this year, the U.S. is already spending more on the interest of its debt than on national defense. And that's not because
How are we
military
going to be
spending
in
is
debt
decreasing.
when we got to
The
spend
reason
money
is
on
because
national
servicing that debt has
defense?
become so expensive.
As it stands today, the U.S. Treasury Department spends $1.8 billion to pay the interest on our existing debt. By 2033, that number will be closer to $4 billion. The money that we pay every single day to finance our deficit cannot be spent on roads, bridges, or infrastructure or our children's future. It is just being spent to finance our deficit.
So how did the U.S. get here? For 2 decades after the clock first appeared, the national debt was considered manageable. But that all changed in the wake of the 2008 financial crisis, when 2 things happened. The U.S. economy shrank and borrowing
Don't
increased.
I always say, it hasn't been the same
Our
since
economy
08.
plunged, and we had a lot of deficit spending to try to revive it.
And that's when the current trajectory really grabbed a hold of the country.
By 2013, the continued slow growth, even though it had picked up, and the rising debt put it above 100% for the first time ever. So our debt was above the size of our economy.
This comparison is known as the debt to GDP ratio, and it's often used by economists to gauge the fiscal health of a nation.
Even though that was a high level, it pretty much stayed flat for about a decade.
That is, until everything changed.
You muted.
And have you noticed that the groceries prices went through the roof? Eggs, bread, milk,
Anything.
everything. Hey, over here.
Fact: Patrick Mahomes just pre-ordered iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence.
On Tuesday, April 4th, 2023, Donald Trump entered a Manhattan courtroom and pled not guilty to 34 crimes. It's one step in a long process that will likely lead to the first criminal trial of a former U.S. president.
Trump acted in unprecedented ways, and now there is an unprecedented response to how he acted.
Trump lost the 2020 election and left office in January of 2021. And since then, lawyers have been gathering evidence in 4 separate criminal investigations. They are trying to figure out if Trump broke the law, and if he did, what to do about it. To understand these 4 different cases, you need to know a little bit about how criminal investigations in the U.S. work. In the first phase, investigators gather evidence. They might interview witnesses, review surveillance footage, comb over financial records, or review texts and emails. They show that evidence to a randomly selected group of citizens called a grand jury. The grand jury's job isn't to decide if anyone is innocent or guilty. They just listen to the evidence and basically decide if it makes sense. If 12 of them think it does, they'll issue an indictment. Only then can the prosecutor file charges. The accused can plead guilty, in which case the whole thing goes straight to sentencing. If they plead not guilty, then the case goes to trial, and a jury hears the evidence and has to come to a unanimous decision one way or the other. Obviously, a simplification, and there's a ton of variations in different states and jurisdictions, but that's the gist. So where do things stand with those 4 Trump investigations? Let's start with the hush money. The state of New York has officially charged Trump with falsifying business records in the first degree. In its statement of facts, the prosecutors write that he repeatedly and fraudulently falsified New York business records to conceal criminal conduct that hid damaging information from the voting public during the 2016 presidential election. This big statement from Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, shows that he withdrew funds in October of 2016. He then used that money to pay an adult film actress to stay quiet about an affair that she said she'd had with Donald Trump a few years earlier. A year later, after Trump had won the presidency, he wrote several checks to reimburse Cohen. In his accounting records, Trump designated these as payments for legal services, which isn't exactly accurate. This is some of the evidence that led to Trump's recent indictment and his not guilty plea.
In order to convict Trump of a felony, the district attorney Alvin Bragg, he has to prove not just that he falsified these records in order to cover up the payments, but he has to prove that he did so in order to advance or cover up some other crime. But I think that these particular allegations against Trump are pretty far afield of the really serious allegations.
Trump gonna go down all for a porn star. That's what's gonna happen.
Damn.
Oh yeah, I know what the truth look like. It is a woman. You know it.
What we on next? What you got? You ain't gonna bring up that debate?
I don't think I got it on this playlist.
Just get like just a little snippet of it.
All right. Debate. Let's see it.
Kamala Harris. What's up? Good debate. Thank you.
There it is.
Welcome to you both. It's wonderful to have you. It's an honor to have you both here tonight.
Good evening. We are looking forward to a spirited and thoughtful debate.
So let's get started. I want to begin tonight with the issue that voters repeatedly say is their number one issue, and that is the economy and the cost of living in this country. Vice President Harris, you and President Trump were elected 4 years ago, and your opponent on the stage here tonight often asks his supporters, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? When it comes to the economy, do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
So I was raised as a middle-class kid, and I am actually the only person on this stage who has a plan that is about lifting up the middle class and working people of America. I believe in the ambition, the aspirations, the dreams of the American people. And that is why I imagine and have actually a plan to build what I call an opportunity economy. Because here's the thing. We know that we have a shortage of homes and housing, and the cost of housing is too expensive for far too many people. We know that young families need support to raise their children, and I intend on extending a tax cut for those families of $6,000, which is the largest child tax credit that we have given in a long time, so that those young families can afford to buy a crib, buy a car seat, buy clothes for their children. My passion, one of them, is small businesses. My mother raised my sister and me, but there was a woman who helped raise us. We call her our second mother. She was a small business owner. I love our small businesses. My plan is to give a $50,000 tax deduction to start up small businesses, knowing they are part of the backbone of America's economy. My opponent, on the other hand, his plan is to do what he has done before, which is to provide a tax cut for billionaires and big corporations, which will result in $5 trillion to America's deficit. My opponent has a plan that I call the Trump sales tax, which would be a 20% tax on everyday goods that you rely on to get through the month. Economists have said that Trump sales tax would actually result for middle-class families in about $4,000 more a year because of his policies and his ideas about what should be the backs of middle-class people paying for tax cuts for billionaires.
President Trump.
First of all, I have no sales tax. That's an incorrect statement. She knows that. We're doing tariffs on other countries. Other countries are going to finally, after 75 years, pay us back for all that we've done for the world. And the tariff will be substantial in some cases. I took in billions and billions of dollars, as you know, from China. In fact, they never took the tariff off because there was so much money they can't. It would totally destroy everything that they've set out to do. They're taking in billions of dollars from China and other places. They've left the tariffs on. When I had it, I had tariffs, and yet I had no inflation. Look, we've had a terrible economy because inflation which is really known as a country buster. It breaks up countries. We have inflation like very few people have ever seen before, probably the worst in our nation's history. We were at 21%, but that's being generous because many things are 50, 60, 70, and 80% higher than they were just a few years ago. This has been a disaster for people, for the middle class, but for every class. On top of that, we have millions of people pouring into our country from prisons and jails, from mental institutions and insane asylums, and they're coming in and they're taking jobs that are occupied.
Since the Great Depression, Donald Trump left us the worst public health epidemic in a century. Donald Trump left us the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War. And what we have done is clean up Donald Trump's mess. What we have done and what I intend to do is build on what we know are the aspirations and the hopes of the American people. But I'm going to tell you all in this debate tonight, you're going to hear from the same old tired playbook, a bunch of lies, grievances, and name calling. What you're going to hear tonight is a detailed and dangerous plan called Project 2025 that the former president intends on implementing if he were elected again. I believe very strongly that the American people want a president who understands the importance of bringing us together, knowing we have so much more in common than what separates us. And I pledge to you to be a president for all Americans.
President Trump will give you a minute here to respond.
Number one, I have nothing to do, as you know, and as she knows better than anyone, I have nothing to do with Project 2025. That's out there. I haven't read it. I don't want to read it purposely. I'm not going to read it. This was a group of people that got together. They came up with some ideas, I guess some good, some bad, but it makes no difference. I have nothing to do. Everybody knows I'm an open book. Everybody knows what I'm going to do. Cut taxes very substantially and create a great economy like I did before. We had the greatest economy. We got hit with a pandemic. And the pandemic was not since 1917, where 100 million people died, has there been anything like it. We did a phenomenal job with the pandemic. We handed them over a country where the economy and where the stock market was higher than it was before the pandemic came in. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. We made ventilators for the entire world. We got gowns, we got masks, we did things that nobody thought possible. And people give me credit for rebuilding the military. They give me credit for a lot of things, but not enough credit for the great job we did with the pandemic. But the only jobs they got were bounce back jobs. These were jobs bounce back, and it bounced back and it went to their benefit. But I was the one that created them. They know it, and so does everybody else.
Vice President Harris, I'll let you respond.
So Donald Trump has no plan for you. And when you look at his economic plan, it's all about tax breaks for the richest people. I am offering what I describe as an opportunity economy, and the best economists in our country, if not the world, have reviewed our relative plans for the future of America. What Goldman Sachs has said is that Donald Trump's plan would make the economy worse, mine would strengthen the economy. What the Wharton School has said is Donald Trump's plan would actually explode the deficit. 16 Nobel laureates have described his economic plan as something that would increase inflation and by the middle of next year would invite a recession. You just have to look at where we are and where we stand on the issues. And I'd invite you to know that Donald Trump actually has no plan for you because he is more interested in defending himself than he is in looking out for you.
It's just a soundbite. They gave her that.
He just wants some money.
I went to the Wharton School of Finance, and many of those professors, the top professors, think my plan is a brilliant plan. It's a great plan. It's a plan that's going to bring up our worth, our value as a country. It's going to make people want to be able to go and work and create jobs and create a lot of good, solid money for our country. Just
gas, food, clothing, medication, arguing it costs the typical family nearly $4,000 a year. Do you believe Americans can afford higher prices because of tariffs?
They're not going to have higher prices. What's going to have and who's going to have higher prices is China and all of the countries that have been ripping us off for years. I was the only president ever. China was paying us hundreds of billions of dollars, and so were other countries. And, if she doesn't like them, they should have gone out and they should have immediately cut the tariffs. But those tariffs are there 3.5 years now under their administration. We are going to take in billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars. I had no inflation, virtually no inflation. They had the highest inflation perhaps in the history of our country, because I've never seen a worse period of time. People can't go out and buy cereal or bacon or eggs or anything else. The people of our country are absolutely dying with what they've done. They've destroyed the economy. And all you have to do is look at a poll. The polls say 80 and 85 and even 90% that the Trump economy was great, that their economy was terrible.
Vice President Harris, I do want to ask for your response. And you heard what the president said there, because the Biden administration did keep a number of the Trump tariffs in place. So how do you respond?
Well, let's be clear that the Trump administration resulted in a trade deficit, one of the highest we've ever seen in the history of America. He invited.
Is it me or was it skipping?
Let's
It was
get it.
skip-
Sports. Sports.
All right. So, who we looking at? Oh, week number 2. That's what we looking at. The Dolphins lost. I picked the Dolphins. Who? The
The
49ers.
Dolphins, Tua,
won.
he got hurt. That's why. Concussion. He got a third concussion. About the 5th one. Really. He might well retire.
Dang. I picked the Commanders. They won. Dang.
Yeah, if you listen, any fantasy league, we will sponsor you.
Look,
We're gonna choose
look.
Say,
The Jets. They
your
won.
team.
My internet, my rules. Introducing My Home from Verizon.
You know they be screaming in my ear, right? I'm just loud.
Available. Shotgun on 3rd and 2.
Look,
Lewis out of
look,
the pocket, trying to
look.
run. And he is spun.
Hey.
At the 36. Will McDonald the 4th. So now
You
the
see
Jets are
it.
staring at a 3rd and 22. Moving in the wrong direction.
Look.
Rodgers. Short pass.
Oh, you
Crunched
see that,
is
boy?
Corley. So the rookie from Western
Look.
Kentucky makes his first
Look
NFL
at that
grab. He's met
boy.
by Ernest Jones. The Jets will punt. Levis hangs in the pocket, in stride for Calvin Ridley. Angles out of bounds. Titans are moving the football, had just 244 yards of offense at Chicago last week. Fake the pitch. Levis throws on time. Levis hits his man, the veteran Tyler Boyd.
Damn, boy.
Long count from Levis. Levis out of the pocket. He rifles to the outside. Caught by Wiley. First down, Tennessee. His second year. Christian Berry is the veteran, year 5.
Is it skipping?
Somebody do something, but y'all won.
I'm trying to see.
Ridley to the corner. Touchdown. The speed of Calvin Ridley. He got to the
Come
spot.
on, bro.
Beating Sauce.
What?
Titans take the lead.
I thought the ball handling of Will Levis on this drive was exquisite, because he makes that fake and then carries through his other fake to the other side to make sure the defense goes with him. And they do. And that allows Ridley to get to the
Hey.
corner, flash his speed, drop a
Come
shoulder,
on.
and get inside the pylon.
Need life
What?
insurance? Taking the first step is easy. Start your
Pounds
Oh.
of beef in terms of Sweat 93 and Simmons
Oh,
98.
yeah.
Paul
Talk
shifts to
about
the other
commercial.
side, and he's blown up in the backfield. Ernest Jones, the first man to greet him. And the Titans hold up. It's a loss of 2. It's $50 million from Denver. Levis, pump and throw. It's caught underneath Okonkwo. Once again, play clock winding down. Levis from the gun. He
Come
fires.
on.
Complete. Hits his man, Tyler Boyd. First down.
Come on, yo. Why are these boys looking weak, King?
You already seen the end.
Hold
Now
on.
Tennessee.
You gotta
Another
hold
converted
on.
safety to middle linebacker, what Robert Saleh did with Fred Warner in San Francisco.
Fake it. Nice sell job. Pollard has some blockers and spins his way for a first down.
Come on. What's wrong with them, King?
Spears in there. 3rd and goal. Levis looking. Levis tricky, trying to shovel it.
Oh,
That ball is free. And the Jets have it.
Look at King.
2nd and 10. Rodgers looking. Rodgers sensing.
Oh.
Sack from behind. Nothing working
Come on.
downfield, and Rodgers
What
has to
happened?
absorb it. Harold Landry.
What happened? What happened, King?
So what?
That man got hit.
One of the top sack masters in the NFL gets home. Titans get it back at the 25. Fake the handoff. Levis. Deep shot on the way. Contested ball. Traylon Burks. A long touchdown. And the Jets can't get anything going right now on offense. Quick hitter. And that is to Alan Lazard for a first down. We're down to 5:39 to go in the first half. Rodgers uncorks it.
It's Skip.
And Allen, physical player, out near midfield, shotgun. Rodgers hits his man, breaking away Garrett Wilson. The spin by Wilson, and then he lunges himself to the 36-yard line. Out of the gun, Rodgers pulls the trigger, hits Conklin. First down here in the second quarter. Paul and Allen are both in there on a first down for New York. Fake it. And now toss it for Allen. Rumbling through. Allen breaks free for the touchdown. He is a bullet.
Thursday Night Football on Prime. It's on.
Cheer for your team.
Why the commercial be so slow?
Aaron Rodgers back.
This week, the New England Patriots take on the New York Jets as Thursday Night Football is on. Stream Thursday Night Football only on Prime.
I'm the team mascot, and boy, am I running late. Ow, what a hit. And if you don't have the right auto insurance coverage, the cost to cover that might tank your season.
So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
And watch the ball handling by Rodgers. Full fake to the right, dumps it back to the left, and the rookie out of Wisconsin gets ahead of steam and hurdles into the end zone. Good blocking out in front as well.
This
Wide
ain't
receiver
the
block on the
sound.
corner by
Oh,
Wilson.
skip.
Let's see if they try and do a little pin out.
You can't even enjoy it no more. At least the picture play.
We already seen the ending anyway. The cannon.
Look, that's the end of the half. Got him. Mm-hmm.
I bet they're big into
Oh.
it.
So it look like they just go get it. There we go. It look like a video game, right?
Every man. Get cleaned up.
Oh
I can't
yeah.
hear. I can't hear.
Look.
Okonkwo is buried at the 29, and the Jets defense does its job here in the third quarter.
GM Rand Carthon and owner Amy Adams Strong.
3rd down and 10. Rodgers is sacked. Back at the 25, Landry again.
And he gets an extra grade on the sheet.
3rd and 10. Deep one through the hands of Ridley. Had a step on the 2 defenders. Incomplete. His 3rd of the day, a long of 63. And it's blocked. Out of bounds. Back-to-back weeks. The Titans have had a punt blocked. Irvin Charles is a menace on special teams.
Menace.
Hall remains in there. On a handoff, Hall right up the gut. First down, Jets.
Matched up with.
Rodgers launches end zone. Incomplete. 33-yarder for Zuerlein. Straight through. Julius Chestnut is in. Fake it. Levis, pressure. He's got room. Levis, big gain into Jets territory, and Levis goes down. Shotgun Levis, 2nd and 9. Levis looking for the big one. And a sliding attempt. Somehow Ridley was there for the touchdown.
Really got down.
My home, my rules. My internet, now that too.
They scored on y'all.
Ridley tracking it, and this is a scintillating grab.
And he does it against the first-team All-Pro corner, Sauce Gardner. Chuck Clark coming over from the safety spot. Looks like he has a shot at the football. But how about the concentration? The absolute concentration of Ridley. Remember the one that went through his hands? Looked like he should have caught that one. He atoned for it on that play.
Down to 2 seconds. 1 second. Rodgers gets the snap off. Barely. Rodgers timing route. Floater. It's caught over the shoulder. Willie Mays style. Garrett Wilson. First down. Paul in the backfield protecting. Rodgers sideline. Jump ball opportunity. It's hauled in by Mike Williams. The rookie Allen in the backfield has a receiving touchdown today for New York. Give it to him. Allen cuts it to the outside. He's gone. Touchdown, Jets. Braylon Allen, first rushing touchdown of his NFL career.
Keep a run from going big. There wasn't a run fit there for Tennessee outside of the gap. So when you went outside of the tackle in position, no one there to begin, no one there to fill, and he goes outside a hooker and jogs into the end zone.
Levis dials it up. Perfect throw to the sideline, and Calvin Ridley. The drive remains alive with a clean catch inside the Jets' 40. First down at the 39. Levis on the give. Pollard. The burst by Pollard. Breaking tackles.
Bill Callahan's run game confounds everyone, and they're sticking with it.
No hurry here for Tennessee. Levis, and he's in big trouble. He gets out of it. Will Levis makes a huge play for the Titans. 3rd and goal. Levis looking. Levis is sacked. Back at the 14. It's Will McDonald. 4th down. Jets trying to hold on. Tennessee trying to rally. Levis, a dart. It's bobbled and dropped by Boyd.
Damn, he threw that bitch too down hard. You heard that shit hit the
Get in a
chest.
victory formation here. Rodgers takes a knee.
He threw that bit so hard.
So that was some good times. Buccaneers won. I got that moolah right there, boy. That's what I'm talking about, right?
24, what it was? 20, 16.
This one looked close. Them boys still playing right now. Yup, and it's the fourth quarter. So here we are.
Money Mountains High. Coming with the 1080p soon on y'all ass.
Oh yeah. Yes, sir.
Hey, people crazy. They how they are, though. Artists be different. I just read my messages. One of them said, yes, it'll be great if I advertise their products on my podcast. She said, what's the fee? I said, free for you. Then I read the next message from an artist. He said, for a small fee. You try to charge me for advertising your shit. What kind of sense do that make?
You should be paying me. You should be paying me. I need the money.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Talk about some for a small fee. It sounds like you charging me. I probably be charging you for doing this.
Oh.
Right?
Right.
Go on, coach me before I pull something up. What I gotta do? Press share, go to screen, and then what I press?
You could push either one.
I'm saying what you have to press.
On the screen.
I press anything since you want to see my Gmail. All of that.
Look. So you see the screen. And then you hit this one. Oh, it just told me to stop. My bad.
So what I'm showing?
Podcast on Power Go. Podcast
What I
on
showed
Power
up.
Go.
Our numbers, not what I'm showing. What would that shit be showing at?
I had to go recharge my phone. I mean, my laptop.
50. And we're officially in Atlanta. I'm with my man Remo, and we're having a conversation with the talk of the town, Lil Woody.
I don't recall.
How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling like money.
Yeah?
Yeah, for real.
It feels good. You just running around picking up bags every day now?
You see, I'm confused about it. I don't know who the hell I'm picking up money from.
Yeah. You double booked today, right?
Oh, look, this damn shit got down on the damn pan.
Velcro down there? Oh, it's because you got these crazy. You got the crazy pants.
Good. Now, it's some stuff on that
Purple leather jeans? What kind of jeans is them?
Oh,
Calabasas? Oh, yeah, you got the Calabasas.
Well, they need to start paying me.
Yeah,
You've been rocking them.
Dang that shit.
Pockets full, too.
Now, they empty. I need y'all to fill them up.
Yeah, but it sucks. Everything's electronic now, right?
They still don't fill them up.
You would rather get paid in cash or via one of the payment apps?
I already get paid.
Don't matter.
Don't matter.
Right.
As long as I got it.
You know, a lot of people when we're moving around here, that the conversation is like, damn, how is Woody just moving around the city, becoming such a star so casually? Like, so what would you explain that?
Shit, people ask me, who am I? I'm still trying to figure it out myself.
So it's kind of confusing to you why people even want to?
Ain't that confusing about their money.
Right.
That's all I'm focused on.
Right. But does it ever surprise you that your presence in videos is almost like a guaranteed millions of views?
To be honest with you, I don't really pay no attention. I just collect the money. All I know it be having me views if somebody sent it to me.
Right. So you don't do the follow-up work after the crazy viral 20 versus ones? Like you're not interested to go read the comment section or anything like that?
I got anger issues. So if I read the comment, and it's people I don't never see, so ain't no purpose in me making myself mad for no reason.
Right. No, I respect that. For sure. Okay, so there's a lot of different ways that we could take this. You want to start with a little bit of the early days?
Yeah, let's start from the beginning.
What's the beginning?
You tell us. All right, so you born in Atlanta, right? Born and raised?
For sure.
Mechanicsville, right?
It's in my face.
All right, so break that down for people who ain't from Atlanta. Where is Mechanicsville?
Mechanicsville by the old Turner Field, Zone 3, Ralph David Avenue. Not the other side.
Yep.
Yeah. McDaniel. Yeah, all the streets. Shit, I don't know.
That's all.
Like that.
No, we're still trying to figure out like exactly what every different part of Atlanta is like. So would you say it's more of like a lower quality of life out there than like most of the spots we've been out in?
Are you talking about like how the community is?
Yeah. Tell me
Like,
how's the community?
Oh man, they're the best hood in Atlanta. We're gonna go get it.
What zone is that considered?
3.
That's zone 3. All right.
Yeah. That's zone 3. Shit, coming up in the hood though, you know, we had people out there that showed us how to get our own money.
Right.
So
from day one, that was always a consistent presence. You were taught to hustle.
Not from day one, but from when I got on my own. Yeah, I had older people around me teach me how to get it. Yeah, I know the skilo. We're gonna go get it.
What do you think are like the main things that help turn you into the person that you are? Because I know you had 10 brothers and sisters, but that's one thing that Young Dro said to me yesterday. He was like, if you're gonna sit down with that man, fuck all the current shit.
I fuck with Fed Community World. I'm working while we working. I said I'm working while we working. I'm on the phone working while we working, right?
Nice. Great.
Yo, congratulations, you played yourself to the NYPD, bro. Just hit the button, fam. Y'all look nuts.
Crazy.
My God.
Yo, 2 commissioners in 2 years.
So wait, can I just read you
The mayor of the city is under multiple investigations.
Oh, God.
Cash One, you said the FBI is moving in to take over. What did you say?
Yeah, so one of the guys that from the FBI is going to become the interim commissioner. So the FBI is pretty much
you got the Federal Bureau of Investigation in your job. Y'all so.
The guy that's taken over has never been a New York City cop.
Oh, God.
He's been an FBI agent his whole life. Come on, man.
Bro.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Look at the headline. New York City Police Commissioner resigns after his phone was seized in a federal investigation.
Man.
That's what's happening. So the police commissioner, Edward Caban, resigned on Thursday, 1 week after it emerged that his phone was seized as a part of a federal investigation. And then, he's basically saying like, yo, I'm unwilling to let my attention be on anything other than the important work of the safety of the men and women of the NYPD. Bro, they took your phone, bro. Something fishy's going on.
And Ebro, by the way, this is the 3rd commissioner in 3 years.
It's third. Oh, it is third.
Yeah, this is the 3rd because it was the first person. Then I forgot the lady's name. She took over. Then she quit because they were all over her. So they appointed Caban. This is the 3rd one.
Well, and remember, this is about it's sad because this is the city's first Latino police commissioner. Took over.
I let my girl Sarah Robinson. We on the phone right now. Chat it up. She gonna send some products.
I had to go eat. I kept smoking and drinking, so I had to eat. Oh.
Just I'm on a message line with somebody right now. They said they're gonna give me some products to advertise on the podcast. You heard me? You heard me?
Oh, eating.
You heard what I said?
You said you're gonna have a product.
I was on the phone with somebody that said they were gonna give me some products to advertise. I told them I would have just took their advertisement. They said they rather for me to have it in person. I'm trying to. Yeah, I need oil. Drinks. Yo.
Over the department, July 2023, Mayor Adams, who's under multiple investigations. This is about the nightclub scandal.
Bro.
This is about the fact that Caban's twin brother, James Caban, who owns a nightclub security business, also had his phone seized in the corruption investigation involving the NYPD.
Oh. It's not what you want.
What? This is all a disaster, guys.
Federal investigators want to know if James Caban profited from his ties to his powerful brother and the NYPD. Specifically, the investigation is looking into whether James Caban was paid by bars and clubs in Midtown Manhattan and Queens to act as a police liaison, and if those clubs were then afforded special treatment by local precincts.
Damn.
So none of the trouble he's in at this moment has anything to do with the.
Bruh. This shit won't get off the radio, so I'm gonna play it again.
As a disabled business owner, my time is mostly spent writing emails and before shopping.
Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. This ain't rap music, this straight literature. Small-minded nigga, all your ideas miniature. They tend to hate on you when they can't get rid of you. I ain't going nowhere, 20-year career minimum. Call Hit Boy for beats, ask for 10 of them. I don't follow trends, my nigga, I swing the pendulum. If the bitch bag a dip shit, I'm gon' give her some. Let's reflect times, I try to collect minds from complex rhymes. And by the way, check out Tech 9. Go and shut the fuck up. Just let me talk, nigga. I'm a time bomb. It's waiting to go off, nigga. Quite nuclear. Amazing what fame could do to you. Too peculiar. Although I'm truly a Renaissance starter. My mind divine. This should take me a lot farther. Growing up, should I really have beef with my father? But why bother explaining my feelings? Try harder, but either way, they gon' paint you the villain. 8 months with no phone, dog. We aiming for brilliance. High level maintaining the building, nigga. We making a killing. Alright, my flow sinister. This ain't rap music, this straight literature. Small-minded nigga, all your ideas miniature. They tend to hate on you when they can't get rid of you. A wise man told me that silence never betrayed him. Keep your mouth shut, cause niggas got ultimatums. Stupid situations, the tongue often creates them. The motor mouth nigga is usually causing mayhem. Little
tune, flow sinister. I'ma finish him. Many men gon' need ministers. I'm a men in them. Enemies, I'm the enema. I'ma shit on them. Just like my keys, drop my genitals. On the dinner work, my thoughts I keep confidential. It's consequential. Philosophies unidentical. I'm not India. My Siamese brother Benjamin. That's how I stick to him. These diamond bees, all BBs. I call them biblicals. Skating underneath the bridge. Stay hustling as it is. Make money, feed the kids. Ain't nothing in the fridge. Wake up, repeat the sins. 8 blunts, I need a 10. Stay muddy to the lid. 800, eat a dick.
Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. This ain't rap music, this straight literature. Small-minded nigga, all your ideas miniature. They tend to hate on you when they can't get rid of you. I ain't going nowhere, 20-year career minimum. Call Hit Boy for beats, ask for 10 of them. I don't follow trends, my nigga, I swing the pendulum. If the bitch bag addiction, I'm gonna give her some. Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. Never lied in my rhymes, you can go ask Jennifer, that's my mom's name. I create and find change, my mind frame ensures that forever I'll reign, motherfucker.
You know, you can start a Spotify party with me, and we can live stream it too on top of that, because both of us got Spotify Premium.
See
We
it?
can start a party.
Search it.
Oh shit. I'm Jada Goofy.
Bitch, I can fake bougie and all that. I don't even know why you hear it.
Period. I'm the type to bleed a bitch if it stank. She don't care about my feelings. She done fucked the whole game. I ain't mad at you. I'm mad at me for fucking with a lame. I'm single if a bitch play one time. I got a name. I feel like a pillow. Your bitch head on me every day. You can't even get a slice of bread. I took this to the face. You a savage, scared to tell me what it is and what it ain't. Niggas wear the ski mask, really scared to show they face.
Gang members, all we shaking is a pistol. It's a brick on my neck, all in crystal. It's an ass on that bitch, but it's little. I'm the type to knock her friend just to slide in the middle on the game. Mr. Gas up till it's empty. Perks in the soda, hope the ops don't tempt me. Only like the bitch that is not too friendly. Name a nigga better, it is not too many.
Name a nigga better. Years later, still looking. Niggas run their mouth too much, knowing that they shouldn't. Pillow talking about me, tell a nigga bite a bullet. I ain't grow up hating. Why you do that to the fullest? Thirsty for these hoes, orange soda, niggas crushing. Boyfriend pimping, what her bag, you just fucking. Always bringing up the word motion, you bluffing. Nigga, I'm the one. If you before me, that's nothing.
Nigga, that's a ghost gun, why he clutch it? Nigga, send him post a little money, that ain't nothing. Nigga, squad eating, bitch, you pulling up in buses. Told the nigga name a number, we can touch it. I'm straight, bitch, you living off a budget. I ain't in the holding ties, I cut it. I'm a Southside crippin' hoes level. We ain't talking about a trap if you ain't never seen the devil on the game.
Riverside, man.
King Andre, good looks for sharing those things with us.
Huh? If I got right here, man.
U.S. missiles killed Soleimani and his close ally, Mohammad. Deputy head of the Iranian-backed Waqf militia, Al-Shabi.
Other members of the group were also killed in the attack. The drone strike hit their convoy as they left the airport.
America just go on and
For Iran's supreme leader
do what
Ayatollah Ali
America
Khamenei,
does.
Soleimani was a trusted confidant, a member of his inner circle. His killing in a targeted attack, the most extreme escalation in tensions between Tehran and Washington in recent years. Khamenei warned there will be revenge. The cruelest people on earth assassinated the honorable commander who courageously fought for years against the evils and bandits of the world. Soleimani's martyrdom will make Iran more decisive to resist America's expansionism
over
and
70
defend
years
our
old.
Islamic values.
You're gonna be
With
the
no
next
doubt,
one to die.
Iran and other freedom-seeking countries in the region will take his revenge. In Tehran, senior leaders met in an emergency meeting of Iran's National Security Council. Many Iranians see the U.S. attack
as an act of war.
Across the region, there will
They
be
don't blew
implications.
him up to
Anywhere
smithereens.
where
You're
there's
looking
an
at the
American
fire of
military
that
presence,
man's death.
Americans
On
should
national
leave those countries
TV.
immediately. But
That's
if I
how
was in the
America
Emirates,
be.
I would leave now.
America just
If
keep
I was
on
an
going.
American in Iraq, I would leave now. If I was an American any part in Southwest Asia, I would leave immediately.
The United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights described the killings as a likely violation of international law.
The idea that Iran is not going to respond is wishful thinking that will make the debacle of invading Iraq look like a walk in the park. I do not think that President Trump really understands what he's gotten the United States into going up against Iran. I would argue that going to war with Iran will be the most significant adversary that the United States has encountered since World War II.
World War II. World War II? I'm talking about World War III now.
An underappreciated astonishment of our history is how, starting in the 1800s, a mass of people, most of them European migrants, moved westward, erecting towns and cities, inventing practical new technologies, and laying the basis for America's economic and military might in less than a century. Arguably, this dynamic of American greatness, new people, more workers, new ideas, has never stopped, but it might now. Today, migrants have fallen out of favor, both here and across Europe. And how could they not? The only immigration people see is the policy fiasco and human tragedy in the middle of the Rio Grande River, or the illegal migrant mess overwhelming so-called sanctuary cities. But there is an important yet fading distinction to be made. According to Gallup's long-term data on attitudes towards immigration, what most people oppose is illegal migration and its abrupt cultural economic dislocations. Unfortunately, the knock-on effect from that means the numbers supporting legal immigration are falling almost everywhere.
We will build a great wall along the southern border.
It was in 2016 that Donald Trump began his improbable trip to the presidency with his idea for deterring illegal border crossings.
Much to repair, much to restore.
Joe Biden's border policy was simpler. Reverse Trump.
Policy has consequences. When you say that you're not going to enforce our immigration laws, when you say that you're not going to build a border wall, it has consequences.
The reason we got both the wall and then nothing is because the U.S. political system has proven itself incapable of shaping a coherent policy on immigration, which, considering America...
It's happened. A nuclear explosion. If you weren't killed in the initial blast, the fallout can finish the job. Whether it's an act of war or terrorism, all that really matters in the moments after the blast is that there are ways to save yourself and your loved ones. So, how is it possible to stay safe? Here's what you can do to survive a nuclear attack. The worst thing about a nuclear attack is that there are multiple ways it can kill you. The explosion, the heat, and the radiation can all cause damage and death. In this day and age, a nuclear device can be small enough to be concealed and carried by a single person, or it can be a missile. You can have a few minutes warning or no warning at all. The flash from the bomb can kill you by burning or vaporizing you. After that, a shockwave can crush your house or smash you with debris. If you survive the initial blast, your first problem is radiation fallout. Fallout is radioactive soil and debris that rains down on us after the blast. Why is radiation fallout dangerous? It damages the very cells that our body is made of. Radiation is energy moving as waves or particles, and it exists everywhere around us, including in the sun, soil, and rocks. That kind of radiation is considered to be low-level radiation, and it's fairly safe. Medium-level radiation causes fever, headaches, and vomiting. High levels of radiation damage your internal organs severely and can kill you. A nuclear attack is definitely in the high-level category. So, what is your first priority after the blast? Well, the radiation fallout takes about 15 minutes to come down to ground level after the explosion, so in that time, you need to take cover. Step 1. Get inside. Brick or concrete buildings will protect you best against radiation. However, you don't have much time, so don't waste it by looking around. It's important to get inside any structure as soon as you can. Take off your clothes, they're contaminated. Stay away from the roof and the outer walls of the building. Go to the basement or the middle of the building. Step 2. Shelter in place for 24 hours. The most dangerous fallout is during the first few hours after the explosion, because the radiation is most powerful then. Keep your loved ones inside, including your pets. If your family is separated, don't try to get together for the first 24 hours. It's most important for everyone to stay inside, wherever they are. Step 3. Stay connected. If your cell phone, TV, and internet are all unavailable because of the attack, try battery-operated or crank radios. Tune in to any media you can to find out when it's safe to exit and where you should go to stay safe and to reunite with family. Step 4. Don't drive. The worst thing you can do is to get in your car and get stuck in gridlock along with everyone else as the fallout comes down. As always, it's best to prepare ahead of time for dangerous events. You're probably not expecting a nuclear attack, but it doesn't hurt to be prepared. Look around to identify potential shelters near your school, work, or home.
Oh, this is Unpolished Gold Podcast.